So Anna R requested this video, and I was like, girl, I ain't got no time to be making no video. And then we get put out of school, and it's just so much. Today's been an interesting day, so I'm gonna make a quick video. I'm gonna try to insert as much math as possible. It'll be broken up because it'll be way too long. All right, so which choice is the graph of y equals x plus 1, 2 minus x? So these are the roots, everybody. These are your roots. And so if you want to solve this, we can set this equal to 0, and we can solve, all right? Because if we set them equal to 0, that represents the roots, which represents the solutions, which gives us our equation. So if I do x plus 1 equals 0, and then 2 minus x is equal to 0, we know that's going to be the opposite. What makes that 0 is -1. So we know one of the roots is -1. X equals -1. What makes this 0? X equals 2. So in this problem, we can just start there. Which problem has the roots of -1 and 2? -1 and 2 has to be B. Yes, there's other ways to solve that problem. That's the easiest way to me to solve this problem. If you had other ways, great. You go ahead and do that. The video is not long enough to show every way. All right, in which graph does the shaded region represent the solution set of the inequality shown below? So we actually need to solve this in slope-intercept form. We really don't have to. We could use standard form, but y'all don't know anything about no standard form, so why deal with it? So we have x minus 2y is greater than 2. So what do we need to do? We need to subtract x from both sides, and we get -2y is greater than -x plus 2, divide both sides by -2, and we get y is less than 1/2 x minus 1. So we know that the y-intercept is at -1. This y-intercept is at 1. That's wrong. This y-intercept is at 1. That's wrong. This y-intercept is at -1, but y is going to be less than or equal to. So less than, not less than or equal to. It's going to be less than, so the answer has to be D, because that's less than. This is -1 and it's less than. It's down there. All right, moving on. Number 3. Which expression is equivalent to this? So we FOIL and we get 2x squared, and we FOIL again. Well, we multiply plus 10x, and then we FOIL. Come on, man. We don't need this. Oh, we're moving. Okay. Plus 10x, and then minus 3x minus 15. Combine like terms, so we get 2x squared. Oh, that moved all the way down. Stop acting weird. 7x, 2x squared plus 7x minus 15 is B. All right, so let me do something real quick by pausing this video so I can undo what was done. Number 4, it says the line y equals must be passes through this point. 2, 3 is parallel. If it's parallel, that means it has the same slope. So if it's parallel, the point is 2, 3, and it's parallel, means slope is 2. So we get y equals mx plus b. And so we have 3 is equal to 2 times 2 plus b. And then we get 3 is equal to 4. We'll run into my little table over here, plus b, subtract 4, b is equal to -1. So number 4 is -1. All right, I'm gonna delete this from my table. All right, so the two functions are shown below. What is the largest integer value of x such that f of x is less, what is number 5? Yeah, number 5. F of x is less than g of x. So you don't have a table function here, but I do. I will. All right, so anyway, let me stop wasting time. So we have f of x, we have x, and we got f of x, and then we have g of x. So if f of x is 1, so f of x, 3 to the first power is 3, so that's going to be 1. And then 2 times 1 is 2, plus 4 is 6. All right. And then if this is 2, this is 9. A third of 9 is 3. Okay. And then we will have 2 times 2 is 4 plus 4 is 8. So this I think this question is written wrong because f of x is already less than g of x. So I think it's a typo, but you know, I think we'll get to the point. 3 cubed is 27, third of that is 9, 3 times 2 is 6, plus that gives me 10. And then 4 cubed Oh, I get what the question is saying now. I just read it again. What's the largest integer such that f of x is less than this? Okay, I get it. I read the question wrong. All right, 3 to the 4th power is 27. 27, that's 3 to the 3rd power. 27 times 3 is going to give you 81. A third of 81 is going to give you 27. And then 4 times 2 is 8 plus 4 is 12. So this is when it's larger. So the smallest integer, the largest integer such that this is less than that is 3. Okay? This is the largest integer because after 3, it becomes larger. All right, that's that. Read the question wrong the first time. All right, next one. Number 6. Susan has 48 coins. Totaling $8, and the coins are nickels and dimes, Jesus, nickels and quarters, which nickels and dimes just go together. Which system of equations can be used to determine the number of nickels? Y'all, this is pretty simple. You know, you have 48, a total of 48 coins, so you know that n plus q for quarters is equal to 48. So there's only one equation that has that. And then a nickel is 5 cents, a quarter is 25 cents, and you got $8. There we go. Number 7, suppose a company has a daily production cost that is modeled by this equation right here, right, where C is the total cost in dollars and X is the number of units produced. How many units should be produced each day to ensure the lowest cost? So the lowest cost, this function can be, I don't know why it's doing this. Okay, this function can be represented by, I don't know why it's doing that. That's weird, y'all. Can be rewritten. I don't know. Will it let me write it right here? Oh, it'll let me write it right here. Don't jump. Can be rewritten as y is equal to 0.25 x squared minus 10x plus 800. So the lowest cost, this is a happy parabola, right? So the lowest cost would be down here. So to find the lowest cost, we use the negative b over 2a, which represents the x coordinate of the vertex. This is the line of symmetry. So it says x is the number of units produced. So they want to know how many units to give you the lowest cost. So I just do negative b, which is 10, over 2 times a, which is 0.25. 2 times 0.25 gives me 0.50. And how many halves fit into 10? 20 of them. So your answer is D. Number 8, a company represents their profit, blah, blah, blah. The number, how many units will the company need to sell in order to break even? Break even means that you don't make a profit and you don't lose anything. So breaking even means to be equal to 0. So you have x squared. Oh gosh, why are you acting like this? Hopefully y'all got the problem beforehand. That all shifted down. I don't know why. What if I delete this? Will it shift up? Yes, it will. This is acting really weird. I'm sorry. This is so stupid. Stop it. I don't know how I can make this stop. I don't know what to tell you. I'm really not about to take a picture of this. So if I put x squared over here, it's going to move. All right, just stay away from there. So x squared minus 5. I know y'all are laughing. Like, I just don't know what to do. Let me pause the video and try to figure it out. Y'all, I don't know how to fix it, so I'm going to let it shift and then erase it and then move it back up. All right, so how many units must be sold? Look at these numbers. It's 3, 15, 20, 25. It's multiple choice, so they can give you some hints right here. So I know that 15 and 20 make 300. So I know that x minus 20 and then x plus 15 is equal to 0. So x is going to be equal to 20. It's shifting more. Y'all see this mess? and x is equal to negative 15. Well, we know it can't be negative 15 units, so number 8 has to be C. We'll delete all of this and just move on to the next thing as you shift up to where you need to be. Whatever. You want to be weird? Be weird. All right, number 9, the factory of 161 workers. There are 92 males. The females, let X represent the number of males and let Y represent the number of females. So if there's 92, well, first of all, there's 161 workers, then we have X plus Y equals 161. Which equation has that? Everybody has that. But then let X represents the number of males. So we have X. There are 92 more males than females. So the males are equal to the females. So I'm about to write F. Y plus 92. Right? Because there's 92 more males than females. All right. So number 9 has to be B. Here we go with our erasing. Yay. Number 10, the function blah 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 models the total for Rachel to be a member at the gym for X months. What can be interpreted from the y-intercept of the function? So the y-intercept is 20, right? So that's the y-intercept. So 37 is not the y-intercept. That's not the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is 20 per month. Represents a rate clearly. So this is the initial value, IV, initial value. Number 10 has to be, I know y'all was waiting for that, shift, D. All right, you just move that and it goes away. Number 11. A company has a budget of $1,700 for a banquet. A banquet hall charges $150 to rent a room plus $30 per guest. What is the maximum number of guests that can attend the banquet for the cost to remain under the budget? This question looks weird. Is that? Hold on. So why? It looks like that's not 11. Have to pause the video. That's looks out of it. All right, number 11, Romero calculated the amount of money he has in his savings account. SOW using the equation, blah, 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 where W is the amount of money he spends each week. How much money is Romero's account after 17 weeks? All right, so I think this, somebody, I think it was Rechina, came up to me with this problem. It's like W represents the amount of money that he spends each week. So how much money is in his account after 17 weeks? Well, W has to represent weeks, so it is a slight typo. So what we want to do, we want to come over here and do 17 is here, goes there. So we have 75 times 17. Because for the sake of time, I'm using my calculator, even though y'all are not supposed to. And you get 1275. 1275. All right, and then we do 2950 minus 1275. And that's 10, that's 5, that gives me 14, that's 7, gives me 8, that's 6. So 1675 is our answer. All right, number 12. This phone is going off. Y'all, it's been a crazy day. It's really been a crazy day. A company has a budget. This is the 12 that was at the top. The banquet hall charges $150 to rent a room plus $30 per guest. What is the maximum number? This maximum number is not quadratic. This is a linear inequality. Okay. Well, it's really just an inequality. Honestly, it's not linear because you need a y and x. What is the maximum number of guests that can attend the banquet for the cost to remain under the budget? So our budget is this. It already charges $150, so we know we have $150, and then it's going to charge $30 per guest, and then we have to be below the budget, at less than or equal to $1,700. So we just track 150. I know some of y'all was plugging and chugging. Y'all need to know how to do this without plugging and chugging and guessing and checking, whatever y'all want to say. Oh, y'all, look, it's moving again. Thought we were gone. All right, that becomes 10. That's 5. That becomes 6. That's 5. That's 1,550. 30x, divide by 30, divide by 30. A little long division over here. 30 into 1550. All right, 30 goes into 15 no times, but it goes into 155 5 times. It gives me 150. And then we bring down the 5 and the 0. And 30 goes into 50 one time. And then that's 30. It's 20. Bring down the last 0 from over there. And 30 goes into 200 6 times. e.g. 180. All right, so it says, what is the maximum number of guests? Well, we can't have 51.6 guests. So the maximum number of guests will be 51. Okay? And I know some of y'all just plug and chug, like, which one goes over? All right. That's great. You could have did that as well. All right, moving on to the next one. I'm about to say, you better move up. Stop playing games. The Randolph family has a 100-acre farm where the family raises 2 crops, X and Y. The Randolphs take part in a government grant program that requires them to plant at least 20 acres of each crop. It costs the Randolphs $20 per acre to raise crop X and $40 per acre to raise crop Y. The family has $2,600 to cover the cost. All right, so we know that the Randolph family raises 2 crops, X and Y, all right? And it's on 100-acre land. So we can't go over that land. So X plus Y is less than or equal to 100. Yes, has to be that. Can't be you, can't be you. And then the next equation has, we know that these 2 equations are the same. So, you know, we can stay there. Go there. Oh, that's acting weird. Hater. All right. See ya. Get out of here. Move again. Move you up there. Oh, move you up here. See if you move down. Oh, you don't want to move down anymore. All right, I'm done. Sorry. This isn't long enough. All right. So, what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. So, 20 acres. I really lost my train of thought. Where are these acres at? $20 per acre to raise crop X, $40 per acre to raise crop Y, and we have $2,600. Yep, great. But this is where it says that Randolphs take part in a government grant program that requires them to plant at least, that means greater than or equal to 20 of each crop. Greater than or equal to 20 of each crop has to be B. That is the answer. Let's move on. A lot of people coming up to me about this problem, so I guess you want to look at number 14. It says the formula describes an object motion is given whatever. It says solve for A. So let's go through solving for A. So we have S is equal to, there you go moving, UT, let me make that T with a fancy little hook so you don't look like my addition sign, T squared. All right, so what I would do first, I would subtract UT. Some people started off, ooh, it's moving again, y'all, ooh. Some people started off doing something, multiplying everything by 2. That works too, whatever. So I get S minus UT is equal to 1/2 AT squared. Now, the one thing I had to stress to the people doing this problem, this is all one term. Can you show up, please? I thought I'd change the color. This is all one term. Can you show up, please? I don't understand why you... Oh. Now you want to do too much. All right, whatever. Goodbye. This is all one term, people. So when I multiply this by 2, all of this is being multiplied by 2. So if I multiply everything by 2, say, hey, I'm going to multiply this by 2. Then I got to multiply that by 2. And I got to multiply that by 2. So I get 2s minus 2ut is equal to 1/2 of 2 is 1. So that gives me AT squared. I know it looks weird, so I'm really saying 1/2 times 2 times AT squared. That's what that looks. That's what it looks like. All right. That's 1. So you end up with AT squared. And how I get A alone? Divide by T squared. T squared. Sounds like a rapper's name. And so the answer would be for number 14 is going to be C. All right, let's delete, erase to get this stuff to move down. It's a lot of erasing, man. It's a whole lot of erasing, man. Move. All right, next question. What is the value of the positive 0? Positive 0, this is another word for 0, would be roots. Solutions. X-intercepts. All right, so we need to factor. So x squared minus 144 is equal to 0. Is this the difference of squares? Sorry, Henry told me that I said we're going to put the subtraction sign first. Subtract 12. And so we get x is equal to 12, and then x is equal to negative 12. They want the positive 0. This is the positive 0. All right, what is the value of x in the system of equations shown below? The value of x. So this is substitution. We'll substitute you there. So we get 3x plus 5y is equal to 21. Oh, sorry. I never substituted anything into the problem, Mr. O'Neill. All right, y is 3 times 5 times 3 minus x is equal to 21. All right, 3x plus 15 minus 5x is equal to 21. Negative 2x plus 15 is equal to 21. Subtract 15, subtract 15. Negative 2x is equal to 6 divided by negative 2. X equals negative 3. All right. Number 17, what is the value of the largest 0 of the function f of x? The largest 0. So another 0, solution, root, x-intercept. What's the value of the largest one? So in this problem, there's no GCF here. We can't take out a 3 because 3 doesn't go into 14, doesn't go into 15, and 3 is prime. So we have to slide and divide. So, or if you're Lydia or Ahmad, butterfly. Yay, butterfly. So we get x squared minus 14x. And if you're watching this video from this year, or 2020, yeah, 2020. I don't use slide and divide anymore because the 2018, 2019 class ruined it because they kept forgetting to divide. So we don't even do it anymore. All right, so we move that over there, and so we now factored this. This will now become just got an email. All right, so this now becomes x minus 9. And then x minus 5. And then what majority of people do, they forget to divide. So this now becomes x minus 9 over 3. Because I slid that. And x minus 5 over 3. This now simplifies to give you x minus 3 times 3x minus 5. So it says, what is the larger of the 0? This 0 is 3. And this 0 is going to be 5/3. Which makes that 1 2/3. So this has to be bigger. All right, so that's the end of the calculator inactive part. I almost forgot to put my check mark. I had to come back and do my check mark. Ain't nobody playing with y'all. Work that hard. We out. Beast Mode Production.